Concept 3 of the Emancipation Proclamation. Discuss the effectiveness of the Emancipation Proclamation and its significance. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was a purely military measure, as he used his powers as commander-in-chief of the armed forces to free only the slaves in states that had seceded. The act said nothing about slavery in the states that remained loyal to the Union. Lincoln was confronted with the task of not alienating the border states and the Northern Democrats, while at the same time satisfying his radical Republican supporters and reaping the diplomatic rewards of an anti-slavery policy. Hence, the peculiar wording of the Emancipation Proclamation was his answer to this problem. The proclamation declared that all persons held as slaves within the insurgent states, with the exception of Tennessee, southern Louisiana, and parts of Virginia, then within Union lines, are and henceforth shall be free. So, on the day it was issued, the proclamation actually freed no slaves, since it applied only to areas not under Union control and exempts the 4 loyal states and areas of the South under federal occupation. The Confederacy viewed the proclamation as confirming its views of Lincoln as a hypocritical anti-Southern abolitionist. As Union forces captured more and more Southern territory, it automatically extended freedom to the slaves in newly conquered regions. The proclamation may thus be regarded as a milestone on the road to final freedom, as expressed in the 13th Amendment of December 1865. As mentioned, Lincoln was conscious of the necessity to retain the support of both the border states and the Northern Democrats. He wisely refrained from pressing the anti-slavery issue prematurely, although he did sign several Convocation Acts that were passed by Congress in 1861 and 1862. The Confiscation Acts of August 6, 1861, it was provided that when slaves were engaged in hostile military service, all owners' claims to labor of such slaves were forfeited. On April 16, 1862, slavery in the District of Columbia was abolished with compensation to the owners. Emancipation in the territories without compensation was provided by another act on June 19th of the same year. This act challenged part of the Dred Scott decision of 1857. On July 17, 1862, another Confiscation Act was provided that if anyone committed treason, his slaves were free. To all persons supporting the rebellion, it proclaimed that their slaves should be forever free of their servitude and not again be held as slaves. The issuance of the proclamation by Lincoln and the manner in which it seized the popular imagination caused these emancipatory acts of Congress to be almost overlooked. And it's seldom realized that before Lincoln's proclamation was issued in September 1862, Congress had done as much, at least on paper, as was done by the proclamation. Because of its ineffectiveness of the legislation and the lack of coordination between the President and Congress, Lincoln, in issuing his edict, acted as if Congress had said nothing. Oops. I don't know what's happened to the screen here.